expensive, and travel is a skill that you can learn how to do. So ask me whatever travel questions y'all have. Please make sure you double tap. I really appreciate it. Please show some love. Remember, IG is for lurkers and TikTok is for lovers. What is it like in Dubai? See, Rob, ask me after the first week of November because that's when I'll be there. I have not been to Dubai yet. But yeah, y'all, please double tap. Please like and share the live. Please also let me know if you're new here. If you're new here, drop a number 1 for me in the comments. I'm glad you like that, C Rob. It's, you know, my specialty. Let me know let me know what travel questions y'all have in the comments. Let me know if y'all have let me know what questions y'all have. Let me know if y'all have any specific countries on your travel bucket list. Let me know where y'all trying to go. If you could go somewhere next week and there was no issues with money or your schedule or kids or anything, where would you go and why? What's on your travel bucket list? Why y'all not double tapping today? Why we being stingy with the hearts on a Monday? This how we starting the week, y'all. This how we feeling. Hello, Kiwi Babs. Sandy? Is that right? I told y'all, if y'all change y'all usernames or if you change your photos, it's like a complete memory wipe for me. Yes, I thought so. Hello, Sandy. Yeah, so please don't forget to double tap. Please like and share the live. A little bit about me. My name is Bianca, and despite growing up Black and broke in the United States, lower middle class life, I have traveled to 24 different countries, and last year I left the United States to live abroad as a digital nomad. So I go live to share my journey. I go live so that I can answer questions and so that I can, essentially show y'all that, behind the page, I am a real human being. And I want to know what's stopping y'all from traveling. I want to know what questions you guys have about this lifestyle. I'm good, Sandy. How are you? And yeah, so talk to me. Talk to me. Thank y'all for the hearts. True by nature, you said flights. What about flights? Like, do you have a specific question around flights? I know I get a lot of questions about how to get cheap flights. Y'all, I'm telling you, use Google. Use Google Flights. Where we going, Ray? Use Google Flights. Oh, you're scared to fly. Okay. Well, I will be honest, that is not something I am personally able to help you with. Have you never flown before at all? I'm good, thank you. Where are you right now? I'm still in Mexico. I'm in Mexico right now, y'all. Thank y'all for the hearts. Hello, Aretha. I love it when they call me Big Mama. It's me over here entertaining myself right now. Okay, so you have flown before, and you didn't like it? Hey, what part of Mexico are you going to? Mexico is my favorite country, y'all. Oh, just not my thing. That's fair. I actually don't love flying. Nope, I'm still in Monterey. I actually do not love, thank you so much, Aretha. I actually don't love flying either. I really just look at flying as like a means to an end. Like, I feel like there are people who love flying. There are people who hate flying. I'm just like, well, I love to travel and flying is how I'm going to get there. So I just look at it as a means to an end, to be honest with you. Thank y'all for the hearts. Vicky, hello and welcome. Who else is new here? Drop a number 1 in the comments. Where y'all tuning in from? I feel like I haven't asked in a long time. Where are y'all at right now in the world? Where y'all at and what time is it? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Jersey. Okay, we got East Coast in the house. Okay, Chicago. Midwest. Okay, 2 people from Chicago. I see y'all. Who else we got in the house? Ain't no West Coasters in here. Where the fuck the West Coast at? That was so aggressive. My bad. Alabama, let's get it. The cheapest flights, book late flights of the day. Ohio, hello. Texas, hello. We really ain't got nobody from the West Coast on here. Y'all just gonna let East Coast and the South and the Midwest I always be like making fun. I'm just playing with y'all. I was born and raised in North Carolina, so I'm always repping for that East Coast. But listen, I don't even live in the US anymore, so I'm happy to have all of y'all here. Welcome. Keep dropping those number 1s if y'all are brand new here, and let me know in the comments where y'all trying to go, okay? What country is on your travel bucket list? Thank you, Vicky. True by nature, I went to Japan last year. I was there for 10 days, so I went to, the 3 big ones, Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto. Ghana, yeah, I was supposed to be in Ghana next month, but the universe had other plans. So, there's that. Where are you trying to go in Africa? Africa is a massive continent. Yes. What part of Mexico are you going to in a couple weeks? Somebody else on here just said they're about to go to Mexico. I'm here for it. I love all this Ghana content. Or not content. I love all these Ghana travel bucket listers. I would love to go to Ghana. Bangkok, Thailand. Love Bangkok so much. Oh, love Bangkok. What is your opinion on flying with the current climate? It's never changed. I feel like this ring light is more dead than it is like ever working. Like I should just go back to the one I have to keep plugged in. Yeah, I mean, as far as like flying, I honestly have no stance. I feel like we take a bigger risk when we get into a car than whenever we get on an airplane, personally. I don't really, whenever it comes to things like fear, you know, I always tell people, like, I have to be honest, like, I cannot, like, anything around fear of whether it's flying, travel, wherever it is, like, you know, that's something that you have to work through internally, or, you know, work through it with like someone else, like someone who is a professional. Like, that's not something I can help anybody out with. Maya, hello. Wait a minute. You still here? Where? Are you still in Thailand? Hold on, Maya. Hold on. For the record, y'all, Maya went to Chiang Mai, Thailand in January. And I know you didn't just say that you still in Thailand. Because the way I just got jealous is crazy, okay? Greenland. I don't know anybody who's been there. Southern girl. What? Wow. Why did I say that in a Southern accent? Did you hear my accent? I'm cracking myself up today. That just really made me laugh. I'm also from the South, but people say they normally can't tell I have an accent. Can y'all tell? Do I sound like I'm from the South? Do I sound like I'm from North Carolina? Let me stop. I don't know anybody who's been to Greenland. Do you? Because that would be so dope. Rome, possibly this summer. I'm here for it. Flying is one of the safest ways to travel. The news is, oh yeah, 100%. You live in Bangkok. I do not live in Bangkok. What is the most expensive country? Oh, inexpensive country you travel to? Indonesia is the least expensive country in the world. Best spot for a solo traveler. I don't think there's a best spot. Vicky, you have so many options. Like, I mean, there's so many. I mean, I feel like you're better off asking me what places I wouldn't go solo. Because as far as like where you can go solo, the world is your oyster. I meet so many solo travelers all the time. Have you been to Abu Dhabi? I have not, but I'm planning on going to Dubai in November. And I feel like I cannot be going to Dubai and not seeing Abu Dhabi at the same time. Y'all feel me? Oh no, I'm more about the political climate here in the US. Yeah, Sandy, I steer away from the politics. Honestly, I feel like there's enough people on this platform talking politics. I try to keep my content politic free, to be honest with you. If it's your time, it's your time. Shut up, Melvin. What are you even doing in here? First of all, not my husband in here trying to comment. Did you like Japan? Yes, I did. Japan was dope. I would not live there. Personally, it's not my vibe. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate it. Did Maya ever reply back to me? I'm gonna DM her because I got questions. I need to know what she mean by I'm still here. No, Japan was dope. Very clean, very safe, a lot of stuff to do. However, I will say it is a trip where, like, if you want to do a lot of stuff there, like, make sure you plan in advance. Like, we didn't really plan and reserve a lot of things. So most of the stuff that we did was more like walking around, sightseeing. Like, I feel like looking back, there's so much more I would have liked to have done that I didn't do. But Japan is a vibe. If anybody's going to Japan, I do have Japan travel guides, by the way, at the link in my bio. Is Maya still there? That's what I'm trying to figure out, Aretha. Just got back from, I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Chongqing? Oh, maybe that's right. Y'all, do not judge me. I went to China last year, and I do not remember the name of the place. And the reason I don't remember it is because I could not pronounce it. And now I'm like, Bianca, where did you go in China? Like, you need to know. Like, that makes no sense. Let me see. Damn it, that's not it. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look for it. And I need to like write it down and like practice my pronunciation because I am just really not proud. But how did you like China? Where wouldn't you go solo? Egypt. I would not go to Egypt solo. I would not go to. Would I go to South Africa solo? And I've been to Egypt. I've never been to South Africa. I'm thinking about like places where like I've heard other people talk about. I would not go to Morocco solo. I've never been. I probably wouldn't go to South Africa solo. Where did you feel the safest? I felt safest in every country I've been in other than the United States. I mean, as far as like safest in terms of like I could walk out at like 3 a.m. and be just fine. Probably anywhere I went in Asia, like Japan, Thailand, Vietnam. And then, did I say Amsterdam? I'm trying to think anywhere else. Probably where I was at in Costa Rica too. You are welcome. I have never been to Portugal. Not everybody needs to be a political analyst. Yeah, like I said, honestly, I just feel like so many people, you got a lot of people on this app to talk politics. Like, y'all need to hear it from me, okay? Like, one of the reasons I left the U.S. is to get away from the obsession with politics. And I get it, right? Like, at the end of the day, it's not like politics don't impact all of us. They do. I just feel like I just don't want to add to the noise, to be honest with you. And I feel like the thing about the current president of the U.S. is that, he's, very much, he's an entertainer, right? So like, I feel like he says and does things specifically because he wants people to do this. And I'm just like, I'm not going to give it to him. I'm not going to be another marketing tool for him. You feel me? That's how I look at it. Safety standpoint. That's why I'm asking. Do you mean like as far as, I'm ready to book for the summer. Do you mean as far as like people, like things like people like not being able to come back? I mean, I feel like y'all with those kinds of things, I always say like go to travel.state.gov. Okay. Like that's where you're going to find like accurate information. Like some people, I mean, even when I got to Mexico, people were like, oh my God, did you have to have a visa? Or like, do you have any issues getting in? Did you have to like have proof of like this flight? And I'm like, travel.state.gov. Like, because everybody, especially right now when like the political climate is so like amped, there's like so many things, so many rumors flying around. Honestly, I don't even really keep track of them because again, I just feel like for me, it's not worth my peace, to be honest with you. So like, I feel like for me, I just prioritize checking travel.state.gov or like checking like reputable websites if I want to know anything about the country that I'm going to. What's wrong with Egypt? Nothing's wrong with Egypt. I just wouldn't go there by myself. Who is outside talking all loud? Bangkok, $400 luxury apartments for me and the low cost of food. Oh, thank you so much, Angela. Yes, being able to come back. Yeah, I mean, I have never seen. I mean, I've never seen anybody who has not been able to get back into the country. So I actually have a friend who's getting married in May, and her husband were wanting to do Cancun. Yeah, you're so welcome. Her husband were wanting to do Cancun, and so they were actually. Like, she had heard some, like, rumors, too, and so she was like, oh, I'm kind of scared, like, I won't be able to come back, and, I mean, I don't know what happened, but I talked to her today, and they actually are going to Cancun, so obviously they're not really that impressed about that anymore, but yeah, I mean, y'all, it's tough, like, it's tough for travelers, creators, it's tough for travelers in general, it's tough for people in the U.S., like, there's just, there's just a lot of wild things happening right now. And I feel like all we really can do is just try to keep our head above water. And what I really try to do is just focus on the things that I can control. But definitely being more diligent about checking reputable websites like travel.state.gov because, things do change. And, there are countries that are pushing back. And, it is frustrating sometimes to be an American. And, people are asking you like where you're from. And I'll be honest with you. It does not happen to me very often. Like, I'll be very honest. And if it does happen, I feel like it more so happens with other tourists. It doesn't happen that often with locals where like if you say you're from the US, somebody will like ask me about the president. Like that actually has not happened to me. Since I left the US last year, the only time somebody asked me about the president was the woman who did my nails in Colombia. And it was literally like November 5th. Like I got my nails done. It was either November 5th or 6th. It was either that day or the day after where I got my nails done. And then like she had, brought it up. But other than that, like I have not had any issues. I have some people who are like, you should lie and say you're Colombian. Hello, Petty Crocker. And people will be like, oh, you should lie and say that you're like from here. Like I fortunately have not had to do that. Thank you so much, Petty. Fortunately, I have not, felt the need to do that. But yeah, I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, y'all, even before our current even before that guy, the United States has not had a great reputation for a lot of different reasons. And, sometimes it's tricky because even if we don't have a great reputation, right? Like if we are tourists, if we're bringing like money in, if they have any kind of like alliances set up, like it's never really a black and white situation. But yeah, we just do what we can do, right? Like, and constant vigilance. Always. I don't know where my Harry Potter fans at, but constant vigilance. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. What other questions do y'all have for me about travel? What y'all want to know? Talk to me in the comments. I cannot believe it's about to be April, y'all. WTF. Like, honestly, WTF. What about DR, Christine? Is that where you want to go? That's funny because I was on a call this morning with a girl named Christina who actually is from DR. I went to DR in 2019, but like I only did a resort. I really didn't get to see much of the country, but I would love to go back. I have a Dominican friend who really wants me to go, but we were supposed to go last year, but she ended up having some health issues, so hopefully we can still go at some point. Yeah, the year is flying by. That's why I'm telling y'all, I need y'all to have some trips booked, okay? Because 2025 is sliding right on by. Do you speak any other languages? Hablo español. So I do speak Spanish. Are there ever any problems if you don't speak English? There are not problems per se, but I will say there are challenges. Like what I tell people is like, there's nothing I've never been able to do in another country because I didn't speak the language. The biggest thing is sometimes not speaking the language will slow things down. That's really the bigger thing, right? So things like grocery shopping, right? Like your grocery store, you walk in there, you know where everything is, you grab it, you go. Things like not knowing the language, or things like grocery shopping where you don't know the language, like that's something where that's like an occasion where, things might be a little bit slowed down because you're having to like read labels, you're having to use Google Translate if you are looking at directions. Thank you, Petty. If you are looking at directions. So it's more, and it's kind of why I don't even really like the term language barrier, because I'm always like, well, what is it a barrier to? You know what I mean? Like, it's more so you are forced to slow down. Like, you can't just, zip through things whenever you don't know the language all the time. And of course, there are people who do speak English all over the world, but we ain't got no business traveling to other countries hoping they speak English, right? Unless it's an English-speaking country. Is it still possible to get dual citizenship in Bangkok in the USA? I didn't know that was ever possible, Aretha. I didn't even realize that Thailand was offering dual citizenship. So I honestly have no idea. What has been your biggest travel challenge to date? Damn. Travel challenges. I mean, I feel like right now the biggest, because you say today, I can't even answer that because I can't even, I'm trying to like think back to like when I first started traveling. Holy moly donut shop, y'all. I'm almost 10 years into since I've started traveling internationally. So the first time I ever traveled, I went to Bulgaria. I went for a work trip, and that's how I got my passport in 2015. My passport actually expires in May of next year. So I have to renew it by like November of this year. But I feel like right now, my biggest travel challenge is just moving around so much. Like, since I live abroad as a digital nomad, like living out of a suitcase, that's not even the hardest part. The hardest part is like trying to keep a routine. Like, because I move around so much, sometimes it's frustrating because it's like, okay, you get to a place, you're like, bam, this is my grocery store. This is my gym. This is where I go to get, this is, whatever it is. And then like, you're gone again. So I feel like right now, the biggest challenge is like, me and my husband are craving some stability because we've been moving around so much. Like, we don't take for granted how cool it is that we've traveled to 10 countries since last year. We don't take for granted the amazing travel experiences we've had, the incredible people we've had. Like, we are so grateful for all of these things, but we are also just like, fuck. We are ready to sit down, okay? We are ready to be in like a place, and I don't just mean a country. I mean like a place to live. Like, I'm ready to like have a place where it's like, okay, this is where I'm staying for like minimum 3 months. Like, that's probably the biggest challenge right now. Is it still best to use a travel agent or do research on your own? So, anytime somebody asks a question with the word like best or worst, what I always say is like, there really is no true answer to that because everybody is different. So in terms of using a travel agent versus researching on your own, the answer is The answer is, what's best for you? Do you enjoy like doing research? Do you like planning everything out yourself? Do you have the budget for a travel agent? Like, baby, if I could pay somebody to plan all my trips for me, I would never do it. I would never do it. Now, do I like just kind of like looking at flight prices and stuff? Sure. But do I enjoy being like a part-time travel agent for me and my husband? No. I'm over it. I'm over it. I am over it. I would love to tell somebody like, hey, actually, it's funny you mentioned that because we're planning on going to Colombia again after so I'm speaking at a Move Abroad conference in May, and after that we're planning on going back to Colombia. Me and my husband are already talking about hiring somebody to find us like a short-term apartment because we don't even want to have to look for ourselves. So again, like, I don't think there's an answer. Thank you for the gifts. I don't think there's an answer in terms of best. It really just depends on what it is that you want. Do you have a goal for how many countries you want to visit? No, not really. I'm more so I want to visit all the. It's less about the number of countries, and I feel like it's more about the different cultures, if that makes sense. So like, I definitely want to go to all the continents. I'm still up in the air on Antarctica because I just am like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like because just like I'm so young, age is a state of mind. I'm 32. Somebody might be over here like, bitch, you old. But I feel like I'm gonna go to Antarctica just because I'm gonna get to a point where I'm like, okay, I've been to every continent except Antarctica. But like, I definitely want to go to all the continents. And like I said, I think for me it's more about like the culture, right? It's like I feel like I want, like, let's say like Africa, for example, right? So you have North, South, East, and West Africa, right? So like North Africa, like Egypt, Morocco. South Africa, you have South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe. West Africa, you have like Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Ghana. East Africa, you have like Kenya, Tanzania. So like Africa, for example, like I want to experience African culture in like all of like the regions. I don't necessarily want to visit every country in Africa. Now, do I want to visit every country in South America? Probably, yeah. But that's because I love Latino culture. So like I said, for me, like it's less about the countries, and it's more about the different experiences. Like, I'm going to Dubai in November. Fun fact, Dubai has never really been super high on my travel list. And I'm actually going on a brand partnership. Thank you, God. I'm actually going on a brand partnership because I probably would not have just planned a trip to Dubai by myself. But one reason that I'm really excited to go is because I've never been to an emirate before, right? So to be honest with you, like, I'm more excited about seeing the culture of like an emirate versus like, oh, I'm just happy just to be like going to the country of Dubai, if that makes sense. I grew up nomadic. Oh, really? Were you, is it because of the military? I understand the craving for stability. Yeah, I mean, and y'all, listen, for the people out here, thank y'all so much for all the hearts. For the people out here who are like backpacking and stuff, I'm like, listen, I'm here for it. I am here for it. But like, me and my husband, we got more than backpacks. So it's, yeah. Like, I never thought I would get sick of airports. And then last year, we left the U.S. and we traveled to 10 different countries. And that does not mean 10 flights, okay? We probably did minimum 20 flights last year. Like, I was over it. I was so tired of the airport. Like, I'm not really like a Europe girly. A Europe girly. Even though, like, it's not that I don't like Europe. Like, I'll visit there, but it's not like I have a lot of other places on my travel bucket list that are not in Europe. But like, sometimes I think about Europe because I'm like, damn, Bianca, imagine if you spent like 6 months in Europe. You could just take trains everywhere. You wouldn't even have to go to the airport. So yeah, I am definitely at a point where I am actually sick of being inside of airports, which I do not take for granted that this is a good problem to have. Oh, thank you, Petty. Thank you so much, Erica. Listen, y'all, the only reason y'all even seeing this puff right now is because for the last 2 days, I was supposed to wash and twist my hair, and I have not done it yet. But tonight, I'm going to wash my hair, and then tomorrow I'm going to twist it. And y'all gonna see, y'all either you join me on live tomorrow. If I'm not in the bathroom twisting my hair, hold me accountable. Because I need to twist my hair. Because I'm over my hair being a part-time job at this point. I'm just like, yeah. I was home for dark-skinned Black women. I have never been crepey cakes. I don't hear great things about Italy for Black people. But I have a Black friend who is like, yeah, they were kind of shady towards me, but you should still go. So, you know, do what you will with that information. And I guess, you know, there's a difference in like, oh, like, you know, someone snubbed me at a restaurant. Like they served at my table after, even though I got here before this other group of people. And then there's a difference in that and like, you know, I lost my life. So I do what you will with that information, but I cannot give you my personal experience because I have never been. How did you back up your life? How many pieces of how did you back up your life? What do you mean back up my life? How many pieces of luggage would you choose this solo? How many pieces of luggage? Me and my husband, it's 5 pieces. We both have backpacks and we both have a check suitcase. And then I also have a carry-on suitcase. I feel Antarctica is reach. And just to say I've been. Yeah, honestly, I agree. What's your go-to country / city? Mexico, Thailand, Colombia are countries I will visit for the rest of my life. Like you will just, at some point, I'm going to be here. I mean, I'm in Mexico right now. We're already planning to go back to Thailand next year. Toxically thinking about trying to go back this year. And I'm like, Bianca, chill out. Colombia, been there twice already. We're going back this year. So like, as of right now, I would say those are like the 3 countries that like for the rest of my life, I will visit. Probably also Brazil and Costa Rica. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Petty Crocker. I'm going to Rome in October. Well then, yeah, let me know. How do you, oh, you said pack. Okay, got it. I was like, what? How did you pack up your life? That's a good question. We sold most of our stuff. We do still have, mostly, I feel like mostly what we have in storage is just like clothes and shit, to be honest with you. But, you know, because we left the United States to live abroad, like for us, it was really like it was a really like spiritual experience. Like it's shedding. I need to blow my nose, y'all. Hold on. Let me mute this so y'all don't judge me. How do you mute this thing? Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm playing. I know y'all not gonna judge me, but y'all know, I don't know if any Harry Potter fans are in here, but they always talk about how Hagrid, whenever Hagrid blows his nose, it sounds like a foghorn. That's how it sounds when I blow my nose. But yeah, so like as far as, thank y'all for the hearts. As far as like packing, it's because we were leaving the country, like it was really an experience, to be honest with you. Like it really made me face consumerism in the US. Like it truly made me face how much stuff we accumulate as Americans who live in the United States. And, you know, it was humbling. Like I was really forced to look at like a lot of stuff that I have, and I was forced to recognize all the stuff that I've been holding on to that I didn't really need. And a lot of it really just came down to having to be honest with myself. And it's funny, y'all, because since we left the U.S. last year to move abroad in February, we've been back to the U.S. to visit twice. And it's like both times when we went back, like going into storage, I'm just like, I don't want any of this stuff. I don't care. Like every time I go back home, I try to get rid of more stuff, because once you take the time to like mentally and physically separate from it, you'd be surprised. Like you're just like, I don't even care about this stuff. And I'm 100% at a point now where like, I'm team experiences over things. So, as far as like how we packed, the first time I had the same stuff. I had a check bag. I had I had like a big check suitcase. I had a checked carry-on, a carry-on bag. And then I had a backpack, but I had a much bigger check bag. And like, y'all, when I tell you we were sick with the amount of stuff we were moving around with, like it was just so annoying. So whenever we went back, we downsized. And then whenever I went back, I downsized again. And it's just, yeah, like it's just so much easier whenever you don't have a ton of stuff. So I think with packing, it really came down to, Bianca, what are you really going to need? What are you really going to use? And I'll be honest with you, the other thing is, since we left the US to live abroad and since we were traveling so much, whenever we went back to the US, it was very easy for me to pull stuff out of my suitcase and be like, did you wear this? Like, have you worn this? How many times have you worn this? Is this something that's worth keeping in there? So that's kind of how it is for me now. It's like every time we go, every time we go back to the US and like I'm pulling stuff out of my suitcase, I'm like, Bianca, are you wearing this? Are you using this? And I'm telling y'all, I'm feeling really proud of myself, because I'm at a point where I'm telling you, 90% of the things in my suitcase, they actually come out. And now, I remember I had this black dress in there with like all this fringe, and I was like, one day we're gonna go to some fancy place and I'm gonna have a reason to put this on with these nice shoes. Y'all, it took me 2 times to come back to the US to be like, take this shit out of your suitcase, Bianca. Just no. Okay? No. How is finding barbershops and other black necessities in other countries? That's a great question. It depends on the country. So, I mean, you can find black people all over the world, right? Whether that's black Americans or whether that's like black or people with African descent, I'll say, right? So, like, I'm trying to think of places I've been to. Brazil has the most black people outside of Africa. So, hella black people there. Vietnam, funny enough, where I was in Vietnam, which is Hanoi, the capital, Hanoi actually has a lot of Africans out there, which I didn't really know until I was there for a couple of weeks. So I actually got my hair braided in Vietnam. I got a post coming up on that where I talked about things that like pleasantly surprised me in Vietnam. But like there was a Nigerian woman out there who braided my hair. But at first, y'all, I was struggling because I went to Vietnam with my hair braided, then I took my braids out and I was like, what am I going to do about my hair? I didn't pack hair products, y'all, because hair products are heavy. I was like, I would rather have that space and those pounds for like clothes versus, my big ass curling cream jug or jar. So, y'all don't even judge me. Y'all, in Vietnam, when I tell you, like, I was looking for some black hair, I was looking for curling cream. You know what I ended up using? Bedhead. The only curling cream I found was Bedhead until I found the Nigerian woman and she had like a whole fucking beauty supply store in her house. So like I said, it really just depends on the place. So, and that's actually one reason why it's important to me to go to places where there are other black people. And it's important to me to go to places where like, especially if I'm going to be there long term, where it's not going to be that crazy to do that. But you know what? I've also learned, I make my own curling cream now. I just use aloe vera gel and oil. And that's all I use now as a curling cream in my hair. So I also have learned a lot as well. Even with shit like moisturizers and stuff. Like now, like I met this woman in Colombia who had this beautiful skin, a black woman. And I was like, what do you do? And she was like, I just put castor oil on my skin at night or my face at night. And I started doing that and like my skin is so much better. So it really depends on the country, to be honest with you. I've been down to go to Thailand since I started traveling. You have to go. I keep putting it up because I have such high expectations. T, I do not think that Thailand is going to disappoint you. Okay, I don't. Thailand lives up to the hype. Okay, where in Thailand do you recommend? Bangkok for sure. If I would say top 3 for me were Bangkok, Krabi, and Chiang Mai. Those were the top 3 for me. I also went to Phuket and Pattaya, which, they were fine, but like I don't have to go back to either of those if you picking up what I'm putting down there. What products, things do you recommend to not pack and buy at your destination instead? So are you talking about living abroad or are you talking about like just traveling? Because I mean, if you're traveling, it's very different if you're going on a trip for like a week or 2 versus if you're going to be somewhere for like a month or longer. I feel like if you're staying somewhere for a month or longer, do not pack any, what are these things called? Not, toiletries is not right, because some stuff you do want to pack, but I would say things like lotion, shampoo, conditioner, unless you are like, I have to use this very, very specific product, don't pack that shit. Just buy it when you get there. Like for me, like I know that like, listen, I'm plus size. So even in the US, finding clothes that's like not online is hard. So for me, I know my biggest thing is I need to have a variety of things to wear. Like that's like my husband, whatever. He can walk in anywhere, get a shirt, not a big deal for him. It's completely different. For me, like my priority is like thinking about things that I probably cannot find abroad. So like I said, if you have like a certain, I'm trying to think if there's anything that I have that I was like, why did I pack this? Like, I know I packed some shower lotion because I feel like I don't ever really find. I saw shower lotion in Brazil, but I haven't seen it anywhere else. So I would just say, like, depending on how long you're going to be there, just really think about the things that are obvious, right? Like, you're going to be able to go into a store and buy toothpaste and mouthwash. Like, so like those kind of things I would not pack. Excuse me. How do you afford this lifestyle? What do you do for a living? I do digital marketing and affiliate marketing. Those are the main 2 things. Those are the main 2 ways that I make money. I have a video I posted recently where I went through the money that I made in January and February. Thank y'all so much for all the hearts. And I walked through a bunch of my income streams. But if anybody is looking to make more money, Get the cash flow come up checklist at the link in my bio, because I have so many resources in there for how to make more money. Exactly, but I always have to take my beauty stuff too. Yeah, I mean, and y'all, listen, y'all, I'll be honest. When it comes to beauty, when I tell you I do the bare minimum, like I don't wear makeup. I just started wearing lip gloss consistently. I think for beauty products, I have moisturizer. Does that count as a beauty product? I have moisturizer. I have lip gloss. Oh, thank you, Mitchell. And shit, I think that's it. I have a lip stain, like one that I have like never really worn. Thank you so much, Patty. So like for me, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I feel like I've seen other people where like they have a makeup bag and there's so much stuff in it. And I mean, and I'm nothing against makeup. I'm just too lazy to do it. I'm just not gonna do it. Like no shade to anybody who wears it, but I feel like if I did wear makeup, then absolutely, like I would want my stuff, because I mean, even though I don't wear makeup, I can imagine, unless you're using like super basic, like okay, I can go get mascara anywhere. Unless you're using super basic products, then I can understand that. How wheelchair accessible is France? I have no idea. Check out, what's it called? There's a couple websites. One is called wheeltheworld.com. One is called apieceoftravel.com. And there's also a Facebook group, and I'm blanking on the name of it. But I would check those for places that are more wheelchair accessible. I feel like out of the places I've been where like I feel like I could actually see like, okay, yeah, this would be a good place. Japan is probably number one. And I think France is an entire country. So it also is like, whenever you're looking at places that are wheelchair accessible, you really want to focus more on like cities instead of like entire countries. Because like even whenever I was in, thank you so much, Petty. Thank you, Rickety. Even whenever I was in like Mérida, Mexico, like whenever I was in Centro, I was like, baby, walking out here is dangerous. But whenever I was in the north, like me and my husband actually noticed, like, oh, look, they actually are wheelchair accessible over here. So I would really focus more on the cities versus the country. Patty, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Will my phone work? I don't know, Mitchell, who you got? You got to check with your own plan. Like right now, so my husband has Verizon. We're in Mexico. And he gets a certain amount of data each day. So I know a lot of companies like AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, a lot of them will work in like other Latin American countries. Now, when you start crossing over to like Europe, Asia, Africa, that's when it gets a little tricky. So you can use something like Airlo, that's AIRLO, if you want just like temporarily to be able to have like an eSIM that you can use. I have Google Fi, so my phone works everywhere, but the only thing is, well, everywhere. It's like, I don't know, it's most countries in the world. But I only get international roaming for 3 months. And then after that, like I have to go back to the US. Going to Europe for 30 days. I'm trying to figure out what to leave at home and not pack. Yeah. So I mean, like whenever you're packing, I would literally just pick it up. First of all, weight is going to be a big thing, right? If it doesn't weigh that much, whatever. So like a couple of things that I packed that I travel with since day one, a foam roller. Like, listen, me and my husband, we're into fitness. I'm getting older. My calves be tight. We do a lot of walking. I travel with a travel foam roller. I also travel with a travel yoga mat that folds up. I travel with a little lacrosse ball, like to massage my feet. Like these are things that like I don't go anywhere without. Okay. When I first left the US, I had a blow dryer. It broke in Vietnam. But you know what? I decided like I don't even blow dry my hair anymore. I'm just like, you know what? Forget it. So, it really just comes down to like I feel like how much it weighs, and then how badly do you need it? How much does it weigh? And is it going to be easy for you to buy it abroad? Like I said, something like shampoo, conditioner, you can easily find that in another country. But don't not bring like your favorite pair of sandals thinking that you're going to go somewhere and like find, right? Not that you can't find shoes, but if you're looking for a very specific thing. I am plus size too, so my clothes are a must. Yeah, you feeling me. Is Italy racist? I've heard they are, but I have never been. Thank you so much, Elias. T-Mobile works in most European. Oh, really? That's what's up. Could you do a video that shows what you bring whenever you're on the move? I have a video like that. It's on my YouTube channel what is it called? I want to say it's called like Unpack With Me in my new Airbnb or something like that. If you go to the TikTok live replays, I have a video where I did unpack in Colombia and I took out all the stuff in my suitcase and I showed everybody like how I pack. Seeing posts from lawyers, phones are being searched when you return from abroad, maybe a burner. I have no idea personally, if you haven't already. Yeah, so yeah, I do have one of those on YouTube. How do I get access to airport lounges? So a lot of those are through credit cards, like travel credit cards, like the Capital One Venture card, the American Express travel card, the Sapphire Chase Reserve, or you can also just purchase a membership. So something like Priority Pass. Priority Pass is what I've been using for a while through the Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card, but like you don't have to have a credit card. You can go on like prioritypass.com and you can purchase. So I actually went up there not too long ago because they have like a few different tiers. Priority Pass. You are so welcome, Ashley. Okay, yeah, so membership plans for Priority Pass. So let's see. So they have one, and this is annual, y'all. So they have one, $99 a year, and you get, wait a minute, what do you get? Hold on. They didn't tell me what you get. 10 free. Oh, okay. So they have one, $99 a year, where you can visit for $35 in a lounge. I mean, I feel like if you... annual fee equivalent to $8.25 a month. Can you pay by the month? I wonder. That don't sound that good to me. I don't want to have to pay. Me personally. Then they have the standard plus, $329 a year, and you get 10 free visits a year, and then it's $35 after that. But your guests have to pay. So I feel like if you're traveling by yourself, that's not a big deal. But like if it were me, I probably wouldn't do. Damn, all of these your guests have to pay. That's lame. And then the last one is $469 a year, and you get all free member visits for the year, and then your guests have to pay $35. I'm really surprised they don't have anything where like your guests get in free with you. But yeah, you can do a credit card or you could do something like Priority Pass. Do you recommend any of those travel credit cards? My favorite is the Chase Sapphire Reserve, personally. I mean, there are people who I hear the American Express one is really dope as well, but not all places take American Express. I used to have a different American Express travel card. It was called the Wells Fargo Propel, and I loved the card, but in 2019, I had traveled to 4 different countries in 4 months. And when I got to Mexico, like nowhere would take my card, which is funny because I'm actually here in Mexico now, and American Express is accepted way more here now than it was when I was here in 2019. But yeah, when I was here before, like nobody took it. So I like the Chase card because it's Visa, and like pretty much if you take card, you take Visa. You feel me? But yeah, people like the Capital Venture card as well. I had that one. And it was fine, but Chase was my favorite. So yeah, so actually, I heard a lot of good things about Chase Sapphire as well before I actually bit the bullet and did it. So yeah, I'm here for it. What other questions do y'all have for me? I need to unsubscribe from these so I can stop getting these dang emails. I'm ready to take a nap. I've been up since like 5:30 this morning. Thank you, Patty. Yeah, I've been up since like 5:30 this morning, and now that I'm done, now that I'm like almost done going live, I think I'm about to get in my bed and watch Ugly Betty, okay? How do you decide on where to get your nails done? If I am somewhere that, thank you so much for all the gifts. I definitely do not do my nails myself. But you know what? I don't blame y'all if y'all in the U.S. doing that, because getting your nails done in the U.S. is like nuts. Like the prices are nuts. But if I am somewhere where I know somebody, I will ask for a recommendation. I'll be like, hey, do you have a place? If I don't, I will go whatever is closest. So like, for example, whenever I was in Merida, I went to Merida because of Expatsy. So whenever I was there, I asked Jen, who is one of the co-founder of Expatsy. So I went to her place and I got my pedicure there. And then I came here to Monterey, and the person who, I'm doing a house sit right now, y'all. Thank you so much, Petty. I appreciate you. So the person I'm doing a house sit for, I asked her if she had a recommendation, and she said no. So I just Googled, and I looked at the reviews, and so that's when I got these done the other day. No thanks. I'd rather go experience for myself or Google it. Experience what for yourself? The nails? Is that what you mean? Late to the convo. No worries. Looking to move to Thailand. Any cons? Earthquake didn't deter me. Nail prices. The last time I got my nails done in Thailand, I want to say it was like $14. I was going to a place like right down from like where I lived. But I know that, thank you so much. I know that for like, so like, Thailand is like very inexpensive, but like the malls are not. Like if you go to like stuff in the mall, like the prices are pretty comparable to the US in my opinion. Cause I remember I got my nails done in the mall and like it wasn't like crazy expensive, but it was just a lot more than whenever I went outside of the mall. So any other cons to Thailand? Yes, the air quality. And it does also depend on where you are, but like Bangkok, for example, like some certain times a year, the air quality is terrible. I was there in April and May of last year, and that was like after burning season, so it wasn't as bad, but it still impacted me. So like sometimes the air quality, like it sucks. And then also the heat, unless you just really like really hot weather. Like sometimes it was frustrating because I love to go outside and take walks and stuff. So sometimes it was frustrating that like I would have to like, I wouldn't be able to go outside unless I was literally, I'm not even exaggerating though. Even at like 8 a.m, like it would already be like in the 90s. So that part was tough. Like I love Thailand, but honestly, I wish it weren't so hot there. And I love Bangkok. So I also kind of feel like, obviously Bangkok it's amazing and it's super hot, but I just wish that they had the beach and they don't. But most places, or I won't say most places, a lot of apartments will have a pool. Those are probably the main things as far as Thailand that I would say is like a con. How's healthcare abroad? Is it easy to get cheap medicine and healthcare? That's a great question. I'm not the best person to ask because I haven't done it. So far, since I've left the U.S. to live abroad, you're welcome, Ashley. Me and my husband have been back to the States twice. So anything that we needed to get done, we just got it done there. And y'all, honestly, it's more so just because I've just been lazy and I haven't really felt like trying to do anything abroad. So bye, Petty Crocker. So for example, I need to get my, excuse me. That's not true. I don't need to get my teeth clean. I just got them clean. But I pay $42 a month for dental insurance, which is not expensive, right? But over the course of a year, what's 5 times 12? That's what, like a little, somewhere between maybe like $500 and $600 a year. Versus if I can just like go somewhere and get my teeth cleaned twice a year and pay like 50 to 100 bucks out of pocket. So that is something I'm considering doing. But because I move around so much, that's really why I haven't done a lot with healthcare, because it's like I'm here for 4 weeks and then I go here and I'm here for a month. And it's just, I would rather do those things once I get to a place that I plan on staying for at least like 6 months. I've heard pharmacies are more like doctors in a lot of places. It really depends. And, a lot of times, even if you don't have, like health insurance, then when you go somewhere, like it's just so much cheaper. And like a lot of things that you need prescriptions for in the US, you don't even need prescriptions for outside of the US. Like y'all admitted in Mexico, I learned that if you go in there with your prescription, they don't keep it, they give it back to you. So it just really depends. I heard Turkey has great healthcare package and many U.S. citizens travel there for that. I've heard that about Turkey as well. Do you pay for travel insurance? Travel insurance comes with the Chase Sapphire Reserve credit card. But me and my husband are actually considering doing some actual travel insurance. So once we choose one, y'all already know I'm gonna let y'all know about it. Y'all know I'm gonna make some content about it. Any other questions before I hop up off of here? Husband and I got sick in Ecuador in December. It was unbelievable how inexpensive it was. Oh, wow. Thank you for sharing in India. Wow. I have not been to Ecuador, but I have heard so many great things. I'm really hoping to go later this year. Fingers crossed. But I hear such great things about Ecuador. Oh, house cost $60, period. Oh, yeah. And like in Merida, Mexico, you can get a doctor to come to your house for like $35. Yeah. Or the U.S. government has a register so they know if they need to extract you. I have no idea what you mean. Do you mean like the STEP program? Like, do you mean like where you can like register your trip? If that's what you're talking about, that I've heard of. But outside of that, I have no idea. Nurse $8 an hour. Damn. That's not bad. Oh yeah, step. Yeah, I've never done that either. I told y'all, listen, when it comes to safety, I'm happy to give y'all all the tips, and I'm also just gonna be real honest with y'all that like there are probably more steps that I could be taking to be a safer traveler that I don't do, because at this point, most of the time I feel safer outside of the U.S. than I do inside of the U.S. 130 for both for 5 days. Damn, that's amazing. I cannot wait to go to Ecuador. All right, y'all. Well, I'm about to get up off of here, but please make sure y'all hit follow if y'all want more on travel, living abroad, making money online, all of those things. Keep in mind, I do have a budget travel masterclass for those of you who want to learn how to travel on a budget. And I do have a cash flow come up checklist for those of y'all who want to know how to make more money. So, trying to go to live. Oh, to Ecuador. I really cannot wait to visit and then tell y'all all about it. But yeah, make sure I hit follow. Check out the stuff in my bio if y'all want more resources. And yeah, I will catch y'all next time. Thank y'all for joining. Bye, y'all.